In today's headlines, a child has tragically died in Texas measles outbreak, marking the first U.S. death from the disease in nearly a decade. The Department of Justice has dismissed lawsuits against police and fire department that challenged hiring practices based on diversity quotas. Elon Musk revealed his Department of Government Efficiency has received death threats due to its controversial cost cutting measures. President Trump has announced that tariffs on Canada and Mexico will go into effect next week, leading to uncertainty in trade relations. Meanwhile, schools and colleges across the US face a deadline to comply with new federal diversity guidelines or risk losing funding, sparking a legal and political battle. In Indian news, a father seeking a visa to visit his critically ill daughter in the US has alleged neglect by the authorities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised the successful conclusion of the Mahakumbh Mela, which saw a record 66 crore devotees. Karnataka has banned the use of plastic in idli preparations after health officials flagged cancer risk. Amazon has been ordered to pay $39 million in damages in a trademark dispute. Ukraine is in talks with the US to secure security guarantee and financial aid as President Zelenskyy prepare for a crucial meeting with President Trump in Washington. In breaking news, child dies in Texas measles outbreak, first US death since 2015. A school-aged child has died in a measles outbreak in a rural West Texas, marking the first US death from the disease since 2015. The Texas Department of State Health Service confirmed that the child who was unvaccinated succumbed to the highly contagious respiratory disease after being hospitalized. The outbreak, the largest in Texas in nearly 30 years, has resulted in 124 cases across 9 counties since it began last month. Medical experts warn that the resurgence of measles is directly linked to the declining vaccination rates, fueled by misinformation. Pediatricians across Texas are urging parents to vaccinate their children to prevent further fatality. The CDC has reported rising measles cases nationwide, underscoring the urgency of public health measures. The tragic death incident, the consequences of vaccine hesitancy, and the critical need of widespread immunization. DOJ drops DEI hiring lawsuits against police and fire departments. The Department of Justice has dismissed lawsuit filed against multiple police and fire departments that sought to challenge diversity-based hiring policies. The lawsuits were originally brought under the Biden administration, arguing that certain hiring tests disproportionately affected minority applicants. However, Attorney General Pam Bondi stated that public safety positions should not be awarded based on skill and dedication rather than DEI quotas. One of the cases filed in Durham, North Carolina, claimed that written exam requirement discriminated against black applicants as they passed at lower rates than white applicants. The proposed settlement would have included back pay and preferential hiring for affected candidates. The Trump administration's dodge, however, concluded that there was no evidence of intentional discrimination. The dismissal marked a significant shift in federal policy favoring merit based hiring over race conscious selection processes. Elon Musk reveals death threats over government cost cutting measures. During President Trump's first cabinet meeting of his second term, Elon Musk disclosed that his Department of Government Efficiency has received multiple death threats. Speaking at the White House, Musk, wearing a Make America Great Again cap, stated that his team has faced significant pushback over their aggressive budget cutting measures. Dodge has been responsible for eliminating federal waste, firing thousands of workers, and slashing foreign aid since its inception in January. Musk described himself as a humble tech support for the government, emphasizing his team's role in modernizing outstanding systems. The billionaire's involvement in government affairs has sparked controversy, with critics arguing that his policies are overly harsh and disruptive. Despite the threats, Musk affirmed his commitment to continuing Dodge's mission. The White House has since increased security measures for Musk and his team. Trump announces tariff on Canada and Mexico, citing fentanyl crisis. President Donald Trump announced that tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports will take effect next week, reversing his earlier statement suggesting a delay until April. The move follows Trump's claim that fentanyl smuggling from these countries is a major reason for the tariffs. Despite reports that Canada plays no significant role in the crisis. The 25% tariffs, initially set for February 1st, were delayed following diplomatic negotiation with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. However, Trump has now decided to proceed with the tariffs, stating that both nations have failed to curb illegal immigration and drug trafficking. Critics argue that the policy is more about trade leverage than national security. The tariffs are expected to strain US Canada Mexico trade relations, with economic experts warning of potential job losses and inflationary effect. Schools face deadline to end diversity programs or lose federal funding. The Trump administration has issued a deadline for schools and colleges to eliminate race based diversity programs or risk losing federal funding. The policy, set to take effect on Friday, has prompted resistance from multiple states and institutions. Officials in Washington, California, and New York have advised schools to ignore the directive, arguing that it lacks legal authority. Some universities, such as Antioch and Western Michigan, have stated they will continue their current policies unless federal law is changed. The administration's move is a part of a broader effort to roll back DEI initiatives across various sectors. Critics call it an overreach designed to stifle discussions on race, while supporters argue it promotes equal opportunity. The legal battle over diversity policies in education is expected to escalate, with potential lawsuits chilling the administration's authority. In Indian news, Indian father pleads to visa to visit critically ill daughter in US. Anand Shinde, father of US-based student Neelam Shinde, has alleged that Mumbai visa office ignored his urgent request for visa to visit his critically ill daughter. Shinde, a resident of Satara, claims he was turned away by officials despite repeatedly pleading for assistance. Neelam, a student in the US, is currently battling for her life in hospital. Shinde stated that authorities not only refused help but also threatened to call the police if he did not leave the premises. The family has now turned to social media and government official for intervention. His case has sparked outrage, with activists calling for immediate action to expedite visa in medical emergency. The Indian government has yet to issue any official response. PM Modi praises Mahakumbh Mela for uniting the nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the successful conclusion of the Mahakumbh Mela, calling it a Mahagyana of unity. The showcased Indians' rich spiritual heritage. The 45-day event in Prayagraj drew over 66 crore devotees to the sacred confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati rivers. Modi praised the efforts of the Uttar Pradesh government and the people of Prayagraj for managing the massive gathering. He acknowledged the challenges in organizing an event of such scale and apologized for any shortcomings. The Mahakumbh is held once only 12 years and is considered the largest religious gathering in the world. Devotees from all over India and abroad participated in the rituals, reflecting the deep rooted culture and religious traditions of the country. Karnataka bans plastic in idli preparation over health concern. The Karnataka government has banned the use of plastic sheets in idli preparation following health concerns raised by state's food safety department. Officials discovered that 52 hotels across Karnataka were using polythene sheets instead of cloth while cooking idlis. Health Minister Dinesh Gundu Rao announced that the test had confirmed the presence of carcinogenic elements in plastic, posing severe health risks. Authorities collected 251 samples from different regions, leading to the decision to enforce strict penalties over violators. That move has been welcomed by health experts who warn that prolonged exposure to such chemical can lead to cancer and other serious illnesses. The state government has urged businessmen to return to traditional cooking method to ensure public safety. Delhi High Court orders Amazon to pay $39 million in trademark dispute. The Delhi High Court has ruled against Amazon, ordering one of its units to pay $39 million over rupees 337 crore in damages of trademark infringement. The lawsuit was filed by Lifestyle Equities, owner of the Beverly Hills Polo Club horse trademark, which accused Amazon India of selling apparel with a similar logo at lower prices. The court found Amazon Technology is responsible for unauthorized sales on its platform, misleading consumer and harming BHPC's brand value. The ruling reinforces strict compliance with trademark laws for e-commerce platform. Amazon has yet to respond, but legal experts anticipate a possible appeal. In international news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is preparing to meet with President Trump in Washington to negotiate security guarantees and financial aid. The talk coincides with the proposed mineral sharing agreement between the two nations. Zelenskyy emphasized that a long term security arrangement is necessary to ensure peace with Russia. However, Trump has stated that the US will not provide extensive security commitments, suggesting that Europe should take the lead. The negotiation come at a critical time for Ukraine as it continues to defend against Russian aggression. Analysts say the meeting will determine the future of US Ukraine relations. Under the Trump administration, Zelensky remain hopeful that a favorable deal can be reached, but challenges remain in securing American support for Ukraine defense. That concludes today's news on Bharat TV. For more update on these stories and others, visit our website or follow us on social media. I am Nutan Vyas and we'll see you next time.